guys, so I don't want to confuse things up. The second part of this is part two. The second part you'll see after. There will be two other pieces that are introduced into this video, showing of the priming that I primed this and what I did and all that. Anyway, I'm gonna set it up and we're gonna get ready. Okay, wanted to make a little video of what we're doing in the process. I found, well, I didn't find, I pulled out all my Spawn characters and I still got a bucket full of them over there. I had to put them up. All right, so what we're doing is we're doing a diorama. We have a couple of to do. This one's going to be just personally for my own, but we found the on Thingiverse a file for this guy. Now it's a mech with a ST Walker, ATST Walker, I think it was called, and I thought it was so cool. I broke the gun off, so I stuck a toothpick in there. I'll paint it up. So yeah, check it out. Ran out of filament. I thought I had enough filament to do at least up to the kneecap kind of thing, and it was, the problem was we generated a lot of supports for it, so the supports actually took up most of it. So during the mid print, I went from black to blue, which is fine. It's on there, and I put some, you can see here, I put some crazy glue just to make sure it was solid. It's going to be a diorama. It's not played with. There's no articulated movements to anything like that. So we are going to make this diorama, and we're going to call it I Think We're Fucked. What I did was I also printed out 4 Ewoks. And they're about 3 inches tall, 2.5, 3 inches tall, and you can see that they are very smaller than this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add them to make a diorama. The camera's crooked. So the first thing we're going to do is we added a little bit of paint here. We did a little bit of paint, like nothing much. So what I was thinking is taking the airbrush and just going with a white and then spray painting it all. So yeah, I'll do that, and then I'll come back and show you. All right, so we added a good amount of white to our prints, our 3D prints, but we really want it to dry, so it still has, you can see the corner, it's all blotchy there. It has to have more, and then what we'll do is we'll just add it gradually. We're not going to just throw on a whole whack of it and let it go. It's just not going to happen. So you can see the Ewoks too. They look pretty good for what they are. Them also, they got a good coating of white, and what we'll do is we'll paint them up, kind of stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing here with these guys. The ST Walker mech, ATST Walker, I guess you could call it. I think it's going to be more grayish. Maybe the gun will be black. We'll try to keep, just have differentiate the colors, plus with some shadows and dirty-ish. Make it dirty. So that it'll stick on the background. Pretty much that's what we're at with these guys. Just gotta let them sit and dry. So I guess step 2 is going to have to be painting the rest of it up. Then we got to figure out how big of a diorama we want. Like, we don't want a huge massive one, but we want enough that it's going to be, we don't want a huge diorama where it's going to take up too much space, but we want it big enough that we can see some details. Now we're also going to sort of incorporate like the indoor, was it the indoor? Yeah, the indoor look of Star Wars, where the Ewoks were, some fallen trees. We'll try and grounded like that. So we'll try our best to make a good looking diorama happening. And then the other diorama, that'll be another date. That one's gonna be another Predator one that was asked for. So we're gonna try to keep these videos separate, obviously. We'll get some of this painted for you and show you. We'll go from there. Keep on watching. Okay, so we have our mech here, and what I did was I added a white and a sort of a yellowish tinge to it. You can't really see it too much, but I mean, it's there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna give this guy sort of a metally chrome look. So I love this stuff. It's called Mirror Chrome, and it's a Spaz Sticks, it's called. This is, I don't know where I got it from. I got it online. Someone, what we want to do is we want to turn this guy into a silvery chrome kind of a character. Now, we're going to do as much as, we're just going to lay on the paint everywhere. Okay, guys, make sure you put on your fans. Sucking all the crap. I have the pressure up pretty high here, so it will disperse a lot of the paint because we're just overspraying everything. We're not doing a little detailed on anything. We will paint the gun up itself after. Now I want to show you guys how beautiful to me that looks. This is a chrome, and it's just so, like, you can see the dullness of the gun to the chroming of our walker. Beautiful, beautiful paint. Love this stuff. Again, Spaz Sticks. It's a mirror ultimate. It says it's a mirror chrome. All right, I'm gonna set this stuff up again. Go on to the next step. All right, so we're gonna add some black to the gun. So we have to be very careful. So with a very, turning down the pressure to maybe like 5 or 10, we're gonna say. We're gonna mist some black on our character. Give it sort of a dark, shady look. That's gonna give it a dark, shadier. Try to get the shadows in the corners. Just try to follow the lines of, like, its arm and all that. Hard to explain, but you can see that. You see how it's sort of shadowed, like at the back leg here? It's kind of hard to see, but I'll show you more when it's done. The one thing that bothers me the most about these, this is a pache or piche, whatever you want to call it. It's the way the angle of the cup is, and it doesn't have a cap. Now, I'm sure you can get one, or make one or something like that. The problem is if you tilt too much and you have too much paint in there, you end up wearing the fucking shit. My own stupidity. Alright, so what I did yesterday was I just added a little bit of the coffee to the ground, like the grounds that we put on. So just, you know, your glue, spread some coffee grinds. Again, that's not the most important part. It's we're gonna putting on the flooring now, which we're gonna use our brass, and we're gonna put the characters on. So one of the things that we want to do is to make sure that our characters stay on our base. So, you know, stuff like where I put like a toothpick, I glued a toothpick into his foot so that he does actually stay there, is, you know, is a good thing. But we're also going to want to glue him there. So one of the good things to use is hot glue for stuff like this. So we're going to do a little bit of a mixture of both. We're going to use hot glue, and I think we're going to use our Mod Podge. Let's get this started here. Let it warm up. Always make sure you have glue sticks ready and available. These are here. We're just going to start off by gluing our characters down so that we know that we could work around the grass. What I did was I marked off, I don't know if you can see that, but I kind of marked off the where the ATST walker will stand. Then I'll just gradually throw some of the grassing around. Hopefully I have enough. But I want to start off by putting the characters down so that I can just work the stuff around it, which won't take long. Once this thing heats up, if it heats up, oh yeah, it's heating up. So let's just heat it up and I'll be right back. So we're gonna just place our SD walker down. Good thing to do is to just take anything sharpish and start off by poking 2 holes to where you think you want you guys to be. So one there, one there. Just way you don't bust your toothpicks or your characters in. Push them down a bit, like that. And again, like I said, I put toothpicks at the bottom. It makes so much sense to do that. This way they stay in place. Add a good chunk of hot glue to your feet and to your toothpicks, and then just set them in there and push them down. There you go. Simple as that. We'll do the same thing for these characters. A little bit of hot glue on both sides of the feet. Put them where we want them to go. Settle them in. Try to get the wisps out of there. A couple more characters we want to put here. And you see, I'm not too worried about, you know, the glue, hiding the glue. Honestly, that's not as important because we are going to put other stuff on the ground. But for now, we just want to make sure our characters are in the right spot and have that pose of what they're doing. Okay. Like so. All right. So we have the hunting scene. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll just unplug my movement. So as you can see, we have the ST Walker basically going after these guys, and so on and so forth. All right, guys. So part 2 of adding the rest of it up didn't go through, so I'm gonna try to upload this one and add the next part 3, which would be the terrain and all that. So sorry, bear with me. Camera is always loaded up with too many pictures, it says, and I'm having issues. So stay tuned for part 3, probably today sometime or tomorrow. All right, guys, keep watching.